Sharing ideas lies at the heart of all truly great civilisations. And here in the West, we often celebrate those hotbeds of learning, Greece and Rome. But what about the other cultures who passionately pursued knowledge? Had it not been for the close attention of Muslim scholars over 1,000 years ago, works like this by Aristotle might not have survived. 1,200 years ago, Baghdad was the thriving capital of the Islamic world, and it was here that scholars established an extraordinary, mind-opening foundation.
The House of Wisdom is actually the beginning of educational institutions as we know them, the hub of people from all over the world converging, translating, writing, debating, discussions involving men, women, people of various faiths, because the object was to try to seek knowledge.
And the impact of this belief in learning would be felt from the cradle upwards. At this time in Islamic societies, the school was the mosque, and by the 10th century, nearly every mosque had a school for the free education of both boys and girls. In time, the schools separated from the mosques and became institutions in their own right, but their availability to all remained the same.
Do you know where in the world the first university was founded?
UK, maybe?
England?
Somewhere in Europe.
France or Italy?
No idea.
The first university as we know it in the year 850 or so was established by a young lady called Fatima al-Fihri in Morocco. Her sister, she decided to build a big mosque, but Fatima decided to build a university. This institution would teach all subjects, would be open to all kinds of people from different races, different ages, and indeed different genders.
From the 8th century, Muslims began producing books because they knew how to make paper and they were encouraged to record their experiments. Scholars were paid in gold for every ancient text that they translated into Arabic, and thousands of libraries sprang up across the Muslim world. It was recognised that knowledge really is power, and that these ideas should be made accessible, and that they could and should be put to the service of society. By the 12th century, it was no longer Baghdad that lay at the centre of learning, it was Toledo in Spain. Here, 400 years of Muslim scholarship saved many of the classical Greek texts for posterity. At least 3 cultures, Muslims, Jews and Christians, living side by side, worked together to translate these great texts.
Do you know where in the world the mathematical concepts of algebra come from?
Greece?
Greece? Persian.
Greece?
It's no coincidence that today we all still use Arabic numerals. Many brilliant mathematical ideas, such as algebra and number theory, were pioneered by Muslim mathematicians.
Chemistry, originally they were called alchemy, it was mixed with magic and all sorts of other things. But Muslim scholars actually converted it into the science as we know it today, chemistry.
Materials like plastic, rayon and artificial rubber, medicines like insulin and penicillin owe much to experimentation in the chemical industry of the early Muslims. There's no doubt that the circulation of these ideas and the preservation of ancient texts and a kind of commitment to rational thinking was a real shot in the arm for the intellectual life of the West. Partly inspired by all these explorations, universities began to spring up right across Europe, and that's something that we all still benefit from today.
Thank you.